These are the 5 top mistakes that every newbie makes when they want to actually pursue the dream of becoming an online entrepreneur. Now, if any of these mistakes actually relate to you, I'm going to tell you and share with you how you can actually fix it. And once you fixed it, you will actually see a significant difference in your business. So what are these top 5 mistakes? Well, mistake number 1 is never understanding what your customer wants. It baffles me when people start to build an online business in a specific niche that they have zero clue about their audience. In fact, they alone are not even within the niche. I've seen this across hundreds and thousands of people. They wanted to build a fitness e-commerce business. But what's interesting is that most of these people actually never go to the gym. So if you yourself are not in the niche, then how would you know that your customers will actually want the products and services that you are going to promote? And because you are not sure or you have zero knowledge about your customers, then for you to actually convince a complete stranger to actually buy your product, tough luck on that. So what you needed to do when you're starting your online business, you have to be in a niche that you yourself are in. Because if you are in the niche yourself and you are able to convince yourself to actually buy the product, then chances are for you to actually convince that person to buy, it's going to be much more easier. It's kind of like if you are into golf. If you're into golf, you will actually know the lingo, like the swing, the drive, the yards, all those different lingos. However, if you're not into golf, you will have zero clue how to actually communicate with all these golfers. So it's kind of like when you go into a complete hangout or you're basically going into a reunion from high school and you find out that these guys are golfers. For you to actually go in to continue the conversation, it's going to be very easy. However, at the same time, if you have zero clue on what golfing is and you're trying to actually go into the conversation, you're not going to actually have any fun at all. And given that, for you to actually sell to these people, you're not going to make it. So let me remind you, when you're starting your online business, you have to be within a niche that you yourself are in. That way you will understand exactly what your customer wants, and for you to sell them and find products and services to sell them will be a lot easier. Now, number 2 is that you're selling products that you yourself aren't going to buy. If you yourself are not convinced to actually buy the product, then how are you going to come up with hooks and angles and also benefits of selling that product? Listen, I was in your shoe many years ago, and I still remember till this day that people were asking me to promote a product. Now, I have zero clue about the product. I myself was not even convinced on buying the product for myself. And I started an advertising campaign for it, and it totally flopped. And I actually looked at the product and I said to myself, well, if I can't even convince myself to buy this product, how am I going to be able to convince a stranger that have zero relationship with me to actually buy that product? So when that really struck me, I always say to myself, if I myself am not going to use the product, I will never sell that product because I will not do a good job of selling that product. So remember, do not sell products that you yourself don't even buy. Which also brings up another story. I still remember back, it was almost 10 years ago, when the testosterone market was booming. My buddy came to me and said, hey, do you want to actually sell this product? We're making a killing. We're making millions every single month by selling these supplements to help male. And I looked at the product and I was like, what's your cost of the product? And they flat out told me, oh, it's $3 and we're selling it for $60. When I heard about it, I was like, I'm not gonna touch that market because I myself are not gonna even buy the product myself. How am I gonna actually sell it? So ask yourself this question: when you're selling a product or service, if you yourself are not even convinced to actually buy it, don't sell it, because you are not going to actually do a good job selling it. Now, on the other hand, it leads to the third one. Are you able to convince your mom to buy your product? Listen, your mom is the closest to you. She will actually listen to you and buy anything that you actually sell her. But if you can't even convince your mom to actually buy the product, then chances are you're never going to actually sell that product. So do not sell products that you cannot even convince your mom to actually buy. Now, mistake number 4 is very massive. You're not listening to the data. We live in a real-time technological world. We are so blessed and grateful with all the innovations and with all the technologies that we actually have real-time data to tell us what is happening with every single visitor that's going to your website, with every single person that is actually seeing your ad. And it shocks me that people simply don't look at the data. And if you don't look at the data, then how do you know what is working and what is not? So what you need to do is to be obsessed with the data. You need to know what is happening at every touch point with your prospects and your customers. You need to actually let the data tell you what is working and what is not. And if something is not working, drop it and move on. Do not fight with the data, because the data simply don't lie. Now, the last mistake that almost every single person would make when you're starting an online business is not building a long-lasting assets. Regardless of what business you run, it can be affiliate marketing, it can be drop shipping, it can be providing local services, it doesn't matter, or SMMA that everyone talks about, it doesn't matter. You need to actually have a game plan in place to actually build the assets of your business. And the one asset that is the easiest to start building, that every single one of you should have a strategy to focus on building, is simply emails. Seriously, email is the #1 asset for any businesses. And in fact, according to a study by DMA in 2018, for every dollar invested in emails, you would expect an average return of $32. That's 3,200% ROI in simply investing in emails. And again, nowadays, for you to actually collect email addresses is simple. And Facebook even released a complete game-changing system where you can actually start building an email address or capturing an email list without even using a landing page. So seriously, if you want to learn more, there's got to be a link somewhere in my social media for you to actually learn how to build an email list. But if any of these 5 mistakes you can actually relate to, I gotta tell you, fix it right now. If you don't fix it, you're not going to be able to build a sustainable long-term business.